So, visibility. It is the lack of seeing somebody who looks like you around and doing the things that you want to do as well. So, do you guys see anybody who's doing that on campus? No. What about pursuing, like your friends? Are they pursuing what you're pursuing? So, trying to do better in school and not just be, average?
No.
Yes, but only due to Tila.
Yeah, and that's what I would think too. It's because teal was a choice, and we made that choice as a student to want to pursue greater things, and that's what it is. It should be a note to the student, and we do have a mentor, which is Professor Bull, but we had to choose to go to the counseling appointments and do things like that. So, note to the student, it's not impossible to do it without a mentor, but we can do it with the help of our peers and also our own internal motivation, and also holding each other accountable for our success as a whole is very key. But as a student, we have to realize that we do carry some of the fault in not being as successful as we want to be. And also, just because there isn't as many African American faculty here on campus doesn't mean that we can push for more. And in most situations, there isn't going to be anyone to represent us anyway, so we would have to do that ourselves. Also, do we let that, weigh us down in the fact that there aren't as many as we would like? We should keep pushing to do better. A mentor isn't going to do the work for us. They're just there to push us and show us what we should be doing. They're not going to do the work for us. That's all on our part. We have to come in with a positive agency and input, and we have to choose to do better, and in all aspects of school. As a student, we also do have to come together when there isn't anyone else to be responsible for us. We have to be responsible for ourselves, and we have to be responsible for the people who are around us and the people we call our friends. We have to utilize our community, our choice making, and be there for each other. But it is hard. Taking responsibility is the hardest part. Once you do that, nothing can stop us as a unit. So if we take the steps that we need to take as a student, other things will just fall in line. The mentor, the motivation, the sense of accountability for our peers, they'll come once we start to take responsibility for ourselves in our own way. You have to want it, though. And so the question I leave you with is, what do you bring to the unit? And are you just going to be there to ride the waves and coast by while other people carry your weight? Or are you going to be the one who starts off the modification to yourself, but also to the school?
Oh yeah, and I know a student here who his name is Devin. He grew up in California in San Diego. He in the San Diego Unified District, and this is his first time in college. His parents didn't go to college, so it's a new experience for all of them. And he was struggling. He was struggling his first semester. And then about 3 months in, he finally got help from a counselor named Professor Robinson, and it helped him out a lot. I mean, they set up counseling appointments. They checked up with teachers. He helped them mature here in college, and his GPA went up tremendously from 1.7 to 3.2. So that was in that same semester. So that was pretty good. But if it wasn't for Professor Robinson's intervention, Devin's college experience would not have become a success story. A lot of people like Devin, they struggle and they don't seek help. They don't know who to ask, or they don't believe that they can help them. So they just struggle throughout the college, and then they may drop out or other things. But some African American students we interviewed here, they said that they do connect more to a teacher who resembles them. And one of the students said that the professor identified with them and the struggle that colored people face. So it shows that seeing somebody that looks like you and they understand what you've been through or how you feel, it helps you out tremendously in school. Those who identify with the professor on campus participated in school clubs and events. They were very involved in the school. The mentor-like relationship is a critical stage for students. This helps you in school, but also in life. It translates into the workforce and your career. And having a mentor is great, but it's hard to find a mentor if you don't see a lot of people on campus that looks like you. So.
Oh, also to connect with him, along with the lack of mentorship, the lack of visibility reinforces the stereotype of people of color not being able to succeed in their education. Like when Devin didn't see himself in faculty, he didn't feel motivated. He began to wonder whether he fit in or even if he belonged there. Devin saw fewer black faculty, that is lower, but it wasn't a surprise to him. And how can someone succeed if they have not seen it been done before and have not enough help to keep themselves motivated?
And I feel like that's the purpose of our project really, is the visibility. Does it really affect the African American in the making?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just an excuse to play the blame game or make excuses for their losses? I mean, obviously there's successful African Americans. If you listen to modern day music, TV, or movies, they're being represented like Beyonce, Will Smith, Kendrick Lamar, and Serena Williams. They're all there, but you can also be represented as a negative, because in some movies, African Americans are thugs who sell dope and only got their education off the streets. Like, that can affect them through social stratification, which is the system or structure that keeps minorities from becoming successful. Taught you only about European history, nothing about your culture, so you kind of lose interest in what you were learning. So yeah, a lot of students that we interviewed here at campus felt like they suffered from this system since birth, believing that they were the only person trying to pursue their career, especially their own race, pursuing this career. So, but another thing is to know is that people have different learning styles, so they aren't affected, some people aren't affected by this.
True.
Anyways, as stated previously, you know how people, minority, not having a mentor can really affect them. Also, no amount of mentoring can repair the damage that has been done to some intellectuals and the way that they perceive their outlook on education. People can also resemble you. People that do resemble you can also be a small contradiction to the learning environment.
Yes.
And not only that, others who aren't minority don't understand and they can't really grasp the concept of what we're struggling with.
Right.
The benefits of having a more diverse faculty, though, is that it promotes community and acceptance. Also, Southwestern does have a minimal amount of diversity. This can be validated. Oh my God. Sorry. With the more diversity within the staff, that promotes acceptance and fairness. Students also feel a lot more comfortable in like their space and environment. And this information is the beginning of an effect that can take a student's education to another level. To validate this, there is an article that I was able to find, and it was specifically on non-black teachers having significantly lowering their expectations and standards for black students than black teachers do when evaluating the same students. And this is a big importance that has been really overlooked by many many professors, and some may not even be conscious that they're even like targeting the individuals. So these individuals are also the ones who are more noticed. 1 out of 40 or more students in a class is to be called on the most. Do we even know why? Like, why are they targeted?
Right.
Okay, so Southwestern College prides itself on being the top producers of associate degrees for minorities, but then it's estimated at 9% for the past 5 years, and which is not great. But compared to the graduation rate for the African American is at 7.7% compared to City College, which is at 5.5%. But it's pretty high in the Ivy. It's very high at Brown, at the Ivy Leagues like Brown, Princeton, and Columbia. The graduation is very, very high compared to the white people, which is like, I don't know, but no.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Just say compared to.
But it's higher by 5% compared to the white graduation rate. And according to the latest statistic from Mount Holyoke College, Panama, which is 81% of black graduation rate and 80% of the white graduation, Smith College, Wesley College, and McAllister College, a black student is most likely to complete a 4-year college than the white students.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Did not know that.
Inspires them, a teacher of a counselor, a or in other words, a mentor. And, or we just kind of want to follow in their footsteps one day and just potentially become them, if not, something better. And every day there are people that look upon these people and think that, they relate to them, where they're from, what they look like. But what happens to the ones that, don't or can't relate to them? Just look at them, don't really see themselves, and feel, lost.
Right.
And usually the result is a crippling decrease in the academic success of usually minorities in this case, or since they can't identify with anyone. And of the African Americans that were interviewed or here in Southwestern, both the students and faculty believe that black students lack the proper guidance and do not feel represented on campus, or minority students. And research from both campus-based surveys and college graduation rates lead people to believe that the lack of visibility of minorities and specifically African Americans in success leads to an increase in the amount of black college dropouts.
Yeah, so I just want to lead back and show the importance of the mentor-like relationship when it came to Professor Robinson and Devin. That helped out a lot. Now he's VP of a club called Mentors, who help out new college students, anyone who needs help on the college. He's a bright spot here on campus. I mean, a lot of people know him, and he finished his first year of college and he has a 3.6 GPA. So I mean, that partnership, mentorship really helped out a lot.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
So get yourself a mentor.
Get a mentor.
Mentor.
Get a mentor.
Need more people like us.